someone needs to hear this, and I'm going to deliver it. If you're suffering narcissistic abuse at this time, you are looking for a definite reason to leave, an absolute sign that it's time to finally let it go. This is your sign. There is nothing you can do to heal them. It will get worse and worse, more violent. You will lose your very life force energy. They will drain you and set you up to have nothing. They will take your money. They will take your trust. They will try to steal your very life force energy, your light, your love. They will take your children. They will take everything that is near and dear to you. They will isolate you. And the more that you continue to allow them to do it, because you're not healing your childhood traumas or wounds, the more you allow them to do it, the worse it will get. Because what they want you to believe is that you are so weak and that you need them, and they will keep you in a perpetual cycle of believing in your self-worth less and less and less. And they will smear your name and discredit you to all of the people in your friendships, in your circles, at your work, even your family. They are con artists. They are predators. They are predators. If you feel you are with somebody who leaves you confused, who gaslights you, who tries to bring down your value, your self-worth, you need to leave now. Ask questions later. Figure it out later. You need to trust in this message. I am a survivor of narcissistic abuse. I have been physically beaten and then literally brainwashed through the trauma bond to help that person get out of jail so they can continue the same treatment, having me take all of the blame for what they did to me. They have played people against me that know me better. That is how manipulative these clowns are. They thrive on control, and they feed off of you every time they get a reaction. Crying, sadness, despair, terror. Terror. When they terrorize you. The franticness. And it physically destroys your body. The constant dump of cortisol chemicals in your brain shut down your organs. They give you memory loss. And that's how they gaslight you further. They make you try to believe that you are honestly crazy. And they try to convince everyone around you. And they often have some kind of high status in society, or they're real good people, right? They donate their time, maybe they volunteer, they give to the community, or they have high status in government jobs, or you know what I'm talking about. So no one would ever believe that someone like that would do that. You need to leave now. I spent 10 years of trying to break the trauma bond and then being reeled back in when they were done playing around with all the other supply. That's right. If you think for a second that they don't get supply other places, you're too trusting, kind heart. They feed off of people who just are so determined to give and give and give. Unconditional love. They see it as a weakness. And if the givers don't have limits, the takers surely won't. I come from a long line of beautiful women with the kindest hearts, but I am also a generational cycle breaker. And when I feel overwhelmed with the games and the torment that still continues, even years after leaving, I remember what I survived. I remember how many times I had to start from nothing while I was bullied out of the home I'd built. You know what? The one thing that they can't control is the truth coming out. They cannot control, and they are terrified of the truth of who they really are coming out and being exposed. Why do you think they try to silence? Why do you think they do the smear campaign? Why do you think they play all these games? Why do you think they have so much supply hidden away? I remember throughout all of the torment, people that loved me very much worried that I was one day going to just be dead, as he once threatened. Once, probably more than that. That his heavy equipment would find me in some of the many acres of property he owned, and that they'd never see me again. They begged and pleaded for me, but I was in that trauma bond. The head games where I think if I just love a little more, try a little harder. Surrounded by all his flying monkeys that enabled his behavior and shunned me. They knew, a lot of them knew, I was getting, kicked. Steel-toed boots. They don't even know half or any really of what went on behind closed doors because I would hide. I was so ashamed. They want you to feel ashamed. And then they put the blame on you. If you didn't cry so much, maybe we'd be fine. If you would just do as you're expected to, maybe we'd be fine. Well, now, after 10 years of first begging, crying, pleading, destroying myself, waiting to be finally not ignored after a week of him missing and who knows where, after seeing other women's bathing suits hanging on the clothesline that I bought and put up on my property while I was bullied off the property, after countless times of starting over and then being reeled back, starting over and then reeled back, depleted of everything, and all the times that he told me, all the ways that he would give his wife, his ex-wife, one of them, the same treatment. You got to get the best lawyer before they can. He told me all his secrets, and I didn't even realize what I was hearing. After seeing lists of women that he had and how to talk to them and what were their vulnerabilities, I finally snapped out of it. Because you finally reach the point where you cannot even make up excuses for it anymore. You can no longer say, hey, I'm the crazy one. He's right. Maybe I'm just broken. I just need... No. And for goodness sakes, don't fall for the crap where they try to get you to pay for counseling. Within minutes, mine had my counselor, who specializes in narcissistic and abusive relationships, was telling me that she is attracted to men like my husband. Yes, this is true. This really happened. Imagine how vulnerable I went to her and together, couples. And this woman is telling me, who's supposed to be saving me and helping me out of this situation or fixing the problem, is telling me that she's attracted to men like my husband. Run. Don't look back. Don't walk. Get everything you need, because it will be used against you as weapon or leverage. Get everything that is important to you, your pets, your children, your ID, any information you have, any notes you were smart enough to take, any evidence, anything, and leave immediately to a place that's safe, and do not look back. It takes time for the trauma bond for the cortisol to come out of your body. They will try every trick. They will try to pull you back and finish you off, because if you can speak, if you can expose them, you are a massive threat to them, because their entire world is dependent on the reality of what they've done. never getting out. And if you think that you can depend solely on the legal system and lawyers, you can forget that too. You need to do your own research. You need to really look into this and get all of the information you can. Because after years of me begging and then finally demanding and warning my ex to stop pushing me in a corner while I was merely trying to rebuild and survive, and they used every tactic. I watched my grandmother when she was dying. That was one of the many times I was bullied out of my house. I hardly got to visit her. I didn't want her to see me crying. I come from a long line of incredibly strong women. When my other grandmother was dying, he did it again, bullied me out of the house. And now that my father is dying, I got served with a divorce. And although I cannot wait to be rid of this evil, I know why he's serving the divorce and offering to pay for everything. It's because he knows that I have information and he wants to put an end to this, to these contracts, the many contracts that he had me sign to prove that I wasn't after him for his money. Well, I paid for so much of everything. This is what they do. Everything is diabolically planned to, I couldn't believe it, looking back, to a T, years in advance. But he knows the information that I have. He knows. He watches. He's watching this right now. But I'm using this platform because I'm telling you to save yourself every day that you are in their space. You are at danger, at risk. They are not the person you think you fell in love with. You fell in love with a mask, a character. They don't even know who they are. They don't know who they are. They have absolutely no capability of loving anyone, because they don't love themselves. They never healed their trauma from childhood, and they carry it forward, and they continue to punish the people that they are spouses with or in relationships with. It's their way of moving that rage and punishing those who are closest to them. You need to know this. But despite, as I was saying, my endless pleas, please just let me live my life in my corner, in my own lane. Quit bullying me. Quit trying to financially destroy me. Quit trying to smear my name. Quit trying to attack me. Just carry on. Go with all of these supplies. Go live your life in the house I built. Go. The greed is too much, and the evil vindictiveness is too much. And now that this person is very much aware, as I unpack 10 million bins from all of the years of being moved constantly, and I'm finding that I had no idea, and God bless the angels in my life and my ancestors and everybody who possibly lined this up. There's more evidence that I had no idea I had, just because I would take everything and throw it in a bin and run. And then he'd draw me back, take everything, throw it in a bin, and I had so many bins, so many boxes. It actually used to trigger me before I healed all of my trauma. But now I have all of this evidence that I had no idea I have, and he knows this. And he knows that these contracts that he had me sign while I was under complete duress, that they're all crap. And all he cares about is what can he do to me to make me look a certain way, to discredit me, to keep me silent from all of the truth coming out. So he served me this divorce, which gives me less than 20 days to respond. He's paying for everything. Because he thinks I'm out of money, and he thinks that my choices and options are shot. He knows what he thinks he knows. But he underestimated me. And what you need to do is take all of the tools, all of the information you could could possibly gather. Write a journal. This is going to be your saving grace. And get out. It does not get better. It gets worse. And have an exit plan. Have a support system. In this age of information, there is so much available to men and women who are suffering from narcissistic abuse, and to get through the trauma bond. There are EMDR treatments which help you get your memory back and deal with these traumas. There is so much available. I am no longer afraid because I danced with the devil. I'm still alive, and that devil still comes at me. But so long as you keep your faith, because you are being divinely protected, I will tell you that, because anybody who's gone through narcissistic abuse has a very big purpose, and you have to get out of there. And they don't want you to. They want you to try to terminate yourself, and to lose your light, and to lose your ability to love unconditionally. You're an angel. I don't know how else to say it. You are truly an earth angel. You need to get out, and you will see more clear once the dust settles why you needed to leave. And you will look back and go, I cannot even believe that I did this. And you will need to forgive yourself, but mostly heal the parts of you that believed that that was all you were worth. I have full faith in you, and I'm being called to do this because I know this is going to reach the right people. And if you're seeing this and you know someone who's suffering from narcissistic abuse and doesn't know how to get out, and they're in this, they just feel like they have to stay. If they don't make sense to you, they need to see this. They are in a trauma bond. They are having severe cult-like head games placed on them. And it is going to get more and more violent, worse and worse, until there's nothing left unless they leave. Unless you leave. And when I get to the days where I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do next, I remember what saved me, what got me out of there, and that's my faith in myself. They only target incredible people. Trust me on this. Why do you think they try to wear down your self-worth, your confidence, your belief in yourself? It's for control. And every time I would remember who I am, or try to remember before they changed me, I would lean on my ancestors, and I would remember I am here to bring change to my generations, to the beautiful people in my bloodlines that didn't know how to speak up when they were being taken advantage of. I remember that for my own child. I need to set an example. I will never, ever, ever let this happen again. Not to me, and not to anyone after me. And I will say this loud and clear, and there is one problem, one hole in what they were doing, right? The narcissists forget, out of greed and malice and vindictiveness, that once they've backed you into the corner, you have nothing to lose anymore. They've stripped you of everything, your finances, your security, your ability to do anything. So all that's left is the truth to be spoken. And I'm still alive. My truth continues to be spoken, and it will be fully spoken. So please, not for a second, should you ever allow them to devalue you, mistreat you in any way, leave you confused, gaslight you. There's more going on behind the scenes, and you're going to realize that. Your intuition is screaming. Your ancestors are screaming. Your spirit guides are screaming. Leave now. And if this puts fear in your soul, then take that fear and use that passion and that fear to get out and go to family, go to shelters, go to the police. But for goodness sakes, don't sleep next to the devil anymore. Because as soon as they know you're onto them, just get out of there. You have amazing purpose waiting for you in this life, and you will see it. And this is the year. This is the year. The truth is coming out. Everything is being exposed. You are divinely protected. Sweet soul. I'm sending so much love and light. Choose yourself. That's what you're being tested to do. Choose yourself. And do not give a single reaction. They feed off of it. Half the time they're filming your reaction. It's called reactive abuse. Do not give a single reaction. No contact. Get a lawyer if you can. Do whatever you can and get out. You've got this. You've got this. And we're all coming together and tell your story. It's everywhere. It's online. It's all over. You're seeing this. Get on that bandwagon. We're in this together. You are not alone. You are not alone.